You can build the strongest walls in the world. You're going to have the best armor and the sharpest sword and the most disciplined training. But if you leave the front gate open, the enemy will walk right in. For 34 days, you've been fortifying your mind. You've been building a castle of discipline. But here's the danger. As you get ready to finish this challenge, you're preparing to re-enter a normal world. And if you let the wrong people back into your inner circle, they will tear down in 4 days what it took you 40 days to build up. On day 34, we stop being polite and we start being gatekeepers. Welcome back to the Applied Faith Podcast. I'm Tyler Y'all, and today's number 34 of the Kingdom Challenge. We're inside the final week, only 6 days left. And today, we have to talk about one of the biggest threats to your sustained success, and that's other people. It sounds harsh, right? But it's real. You have changed over the last month. You have leveled up. But guess what? The people you used to hang out with, they probably haven't unless they've done it with you. They still feel comfortable in the habits that you just broke. They still love the vices you just quit. And the moment you finish this challenge, the pressure to come back down to their level is going to be massive. We like to call this being loved down to a lower level. People are going to tell you the challenge is over. You don't need to be so strict anymore. You don't need to do that crazy thing anymore. You don't need to read the Bible every day. Oh my gosh, that's going to stress you out. That's too much stuff you have to worry about. It's these things that sound like love that's really not. That's what we have to be careful about. And if you want to live for the kingdom long term, you cannot be passive about your circle. You cannot just let anyone have a seat at your table. Let's look at Proverbs 13:20. It gives us a formula for what works. I'd say about 100% of the time. It says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. It doesn't say a companion of fools might suffer harm. It guarantees it. We like to think that we are strong enough to change people. We think, I can hang out with that toxic friend, and I'll just be the light in their world. Listen, intimacy is for the inner circle only. Ministry is for the outside circle. Jesus ministered to thousands, but he only let 3 people see his glory on the mountain. He guarded his access. If you surround yourself with people who complain, who gossip, are lazy, who have no vision for their lives, you'll eventually become just like them. Spiritual apathy is extremely contagious. It's one of the first things that you can just easily give up. We use this tool, and I want you to think of it as a relationship audit. I want you to look at the 5 people you spend the most time with, and I want you to be ruthless with this assessment. You need to label either as an anchor or a propeller. An anchor holds you in place. They talk about the good old days. They enable your bad habits. They make fun of the new disciplines. But a propeller, they push you forward. They challenge you. They hold you accountable. They're running towards the kingdom just as fast as you are. You cannot run a race with an anchor tied to your leg. You have to cut the rope. I know many people that do very long runs, and especially for competitions. They always bring someone with them to help keep them pace. So when they start getting tired, their pacer will help them stay on track to get them to the finish line. They don't bring a pacer that's going to fall behind them. They don't bring someone who's tired. They don't bring someone who hasn't trained for this. That pacer has to train just as hard to keep the runner in the race. And here's a challenge I have for you for day 34. I want you to identify one relationship or one environment that you know is a liability to your new mindset. I'm not saying you have to be mean. I'm saying you have to be unavailable. Make a decision today to set a boundary. Maybe you stop going to that specific happy hour. Maybe you stop answering that specific phone call. Maybe you have to mute the group chat. Guard the gate. Protect what God is building inside of you. Your circle determines your ceiling. You must choose it wisely. I'm Tyler Y'all. This is the Applied Faith Podcast. Keep pressing, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 35 of the Kingdom Challenge.